gotta say, pictures never lie. It's I don't even know where to start. This guy is not coming out well. If I mean, I look at him going, he's not too bad. He just needs a few tweaks, a few little thises and that's. Yeah, no. It is. It is not good. Not good at all. Sometimes I just like gotta laugh. Gotta laugh. Sometimes you can take a picture, right? And you'll be like, it's pretty good. I don't see any significant flaws. It's decent. And I see this when I see other people's pictures too. It's like they probably thought the same thing. They'll look at it like I'm looking at this guy going, he's pretty good. I kind of like him. I think he's gonna look decent when all said and done. But fact is, sometimes, and it's you say oh the cameras, cameras aren't very nice, lighting's terrible, blah blah blah. It's not that, man. I mean, a camera captures everything. It sees the flaws, it sees the problems, and I can see them here under the magnifying glass. But the thing is, a camera takes your small stuff that you need with magnifying glass for, and it makes them big, so everybody can see them. They don't need magnifying glasses, and you see all of the poor line transitions. You see that's the problem. You can blend any two colors. I still truly believe you can blend any two colors and just make them look nice. But it's not easy for some colors. Some colors just are so different that the blending is going to take forever. It's going to take a long time. And ultimately, I'm not sure that it ever looks. Well, no, that's not true. I think a good painter can do it. I mean, I've seen some stuff. I'm impressed. I mean, they blend out. They blend. I look at it and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's just spectacular. I try. I see it. I know that it needs to be blended better. It needs perfection, right? I mean, to get blended, yellow and purple. I think just don't work. I can't. I'm not getting it. I'm not getting it. It's not blending right. Maybe I should have been done it by hills. Maybe I should have done it by, transition from a yellow side to a transition to a purple side and get the full highlight. But ultimately, the way it's going, it's not working. It's not working. If I want this guy to be a tournament, I took pictures. I'm not impressed. I don't like the pictures that came out. I looked at him in detail. I looked at him closely, and it's like, ugh, it just looks like crap. So I like his helmet. I like his staff. His leather isn't even that bad, but ultimately his robes, which are the key element on him, are just they're not great. So the question is, what do I do? what what is the solution to my conundrum? Um, I don't know. I don't know. I could try a different form of coloring. I could try to go all yellow on one side and all blue on the other, all purple on the other, and blend them into each other to make it like he's got a. But that the other option is to have it purple on both ends and have it kind of blend into yellow. If I really want to go with those colors, where I don't mess with trying to make it a wavy transitional thing. It's not working. It's giving me too many transitions to pull off. It's one thing to have one big transition or one small transition, but to have what amounts to 20 or 30 transitions, just not working. He looks, I mean, I look at him from a distance and he looks fine. But the thing is, up close, he's terrible. He's terrible. And any zooming is going to make him look terrible, right? So any close up camera shot is going to look bad. I'll tell you, look, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Look, this is what, if you're doing a contest mini, they're going to be looking at your photos. Your photos are your thing. Now, it's true that, you can do better camera, and this, look at this. First shot of this. I would not want to put this, I would not submit this picture to a contest. Now, even with some basic cropping, get the crap out of there. And then you got to remember, when you crop, you get, granted, yes, it's not done. I got to do the base. The base is ugly because it's dirty and not well shaped. But ultimately, but here, this is what the guy looks like. Just there we go. I'm not. You can see all. Look at that. It's horrendous. It's absolutely. It's horrendous. This looks like a 2-year-old painted it. I am not thrilled by this at all. I'm looking at it. I'm seeing every flaw, everything I've done wrong. It's got every particle. It's got paint all over it. It looks thick. It looks like I painted it with a bucket. Just poured paint on him and tried to get it to work. Now the only things I can say I look at and I go, that's not too bad, is like his leather. The leather armor looks pretty good. And even the leather on his arms looks pretty good. It's interesting how glossy it's coming out. I don't really mind his bone staff. The bone staff looks pretty good. I like the way I did the base where it's got a little transitional to it. It's got the little blood hues on it. That's all good. I don't have any problem with that. Good enough. I mean, I can live with it. Now, granted, there's things that aren't finished. I haven't done his belt. I haven't done his fingernails. But I'm looking at just the robes are terrible. Absolutely terrible. He's way glossy. I don't understand why he's so glossy. But, I mean, I'm not just talking about the fact that I put gloss on I mean, look at the purple. The purple's like super glossy. And even if you shrink it down to its, tiny, it doesn't look great even tiny. So there's nothing about this that says contest mini. I mean, I would look at this if it was submitted and go, no. Sorry, dude. Nice try. Come back in 10 years when you've got some more practice in. So, now we're down to what do we do? Is it repairable? Is it something that can be done without repainting the guy? Now, I think the answer is yes. The question is, what do I do? What is the approach? I think I need to simplify. I think I need to take yellow out of the picture. Yellow's not going to work. It's not that it's bad. I just don't think I think it's too much. I don't know why he looks so shiny. Because here he doesn't look that shiny. Now I can maybe get a better picture. Let's try to get a better angle of shot. One that's a little less, take the flash out. Just try to see if I can get a slightly better image to see how much image matters, But, they say image matters. Do they say that? I guess they could say that. It's a sayable thing. Okay. So we're going to put a little light on this guy just to make it more natural. I'm going to... I need a backdrop. What's a good backdrop? Here. Okay, so we're going to go ahead, take a quick pick, just to see if quality of picture makes a big difference. So this is a considerably different picture. It's going to take a lot less. I'm not going to use flash because flash puts that glossy glare on stuff. I'd like to get this to be I still don't think it's all that great, but wait, why is it flash? I told it no flash. And let's get a quick pick of the back too, just so I can see what that actually looks like. Like I say, cameras don't lie, right? I mean, they're going to show you what's there. I mean, that's all there is to it. So this is like my mid work review, and to see if there's anything I can do that might fix or repair or adjust or whatever. So this is the one I said. This is what he looks like with crap photoing. It's got a flash. It's got a lot of dark in the back, a lot of glare in the front, bad angle. He just looks terrible. This looks like a 2-year-old paint job. Now, does it make any difference if I go look at this guy? Now let's crap. I don't think it does. I don't think it's going to make any difference, to be honest. But I'm gonna take the junk out. We're gonna try to. Oops. Still got a fair amount of flash. It's not so good either, but see, look, it's just bad all around. The eye dots aren't bad. Obviously, I got a lot of repairs. I mean, yes, I'm giving it an early judgment, but this is the yellow, and as you can see, the yellow looks bad. It's just not blending well. It looks sloppy. It looks like I just slopped it on, even though I spent a lot of time on it. I don't foresee anything. Let's look at the back. Let's look at the back. This is me as a judge. What I would do if I was judging this from a judge's perspective. Okay, so without all the other junk going on, this doesn't look the worst. It's not great. It's certainly not championship or top quality level, but this looks less miserable. The blending is still really bad. And the problem is that not that it can't be done, it's just a super difficult blend going from yellow to purple. It's just a really bright, a really dark, and the blending has to be absolutely perfect. And I am not doing it right. Now, I'm using lines. Now, I have watched a number of painters, and they almost never use lines like I'm doing. And there's probably a good reason for that. It's hard to do lines. Even down over here in the bottom right corner, which you can't see me pointing, um, down here in this corner, you can see there's a very distinct line that's up there. I mean, that's blending failure, right? Or everywhere that you can see where it automatically changes color, or all the little crookednesses. Uh, this one's not terrible. Right there, don't look too bad, but it's really shadowed. You can't really see it. Up here is really bad. You can see the oops, what did I do? Turn off. No, turning it off again. Dang it! Stop doing that. You can see right up here how bad it is. So where'd the other one go? Okay, so this is the. You can just see how this just does not look good. Nothing about this looks good. There's no front. The best thing I could say is maybe the bone staff looks okay. Um, I don't see anything here that says, pretty good. It's just nothing. I see nothing. I know I'm being hypercritical of it because it's my own, but this is not a tournament piece. It's not ready for tournamentation. So, what do I do? That is the question. what's the solution? I think yellow has to go. That's one thing. Yellow's gonna go. I'm gonna simplify, reduce the color content. So I don't mind the rich purple. I think purple's fine. I do think I do think oops. I do think I have limited amount of. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I'm really, I'm really a little distraught at how badly this is coming out. That's the thing, and I'm not sure of the solution here. So I'm going to try maybe a contrast. Oh, gosh, dang it. I'm gonna try maybe a contrast paint. To try and I'm still gonna go, like I said, I'm still gonna try purple. I just think I need a let's go. I don't know, I got purple swarm here, contrast paint, and got some shades. What is that? Beowulf blue? What the heck is Beowulf blue? Dark purplish blue. Purple swarm, vivid purple. Let's go with purple swarm. I'm going to go over it completely. Now this is going to totally wash out my yellow. It's not going to kill the yellow, and I will try to kill the yellow, but I'm going to do that in layers. I'm going to try and do it with nice thin layers, watery layers. We're just going to kind of wash it out. It's just a necessity. It's time for me to bail on the yellow plant. It's gonna make him look a little bit more monotone, but hopefully I can clean up the glare a little bit. Maybe even do something like add a matte medium, something to just kill the glossiness. I don't like glossy. Now that could be a result of the paint I was using. You know, some of the Vallejo paints, I got to admit, are a little on the glossy side. And this is a matte medium. I don't know how matty it is. But we're gonna just see what I can do with this. And we're gonna bail on the. It's time to make some adjustments. One must adjust to. I mean, you can't commit to something and then just be, nope, I'm doing it. You know, you can't do that, because if you do that, you'll never have a chance to go back. Because I won't repaint this guy. Once he's in the arsenal of what I've done, it's what he is. But I feel like I've been painting long enough to know when to throw in the towel on an idea, and also to be painting better than this. This is not good. I tried it. I was kind of trying. I really tried to make it work. I think the blending is the thing. I don't think I have the time to kind of do the blending, and I may not even have the skill. It's a level of blending is a skill, and what the heck? I got this guy all messed up, and I think I may just be in lack of such a skill. So we're just gonna have to make this work. So all right, say goodbye to yellow. It's gonna be a slow go. It's not gonna go all at once, but I am gonna contrast it into non-existence. So we're gonna start with this contrast paint just to kind of kill it. If I like where I'm at any given point, I will bring it back. or I will leave it. Maybe it's okay with a little bit of yellow underneath. Just purple with a yellow hue in the robe. Who knows? But ultimately, I got to kill all blending failures. And then we'll just go from there. And this kind of paint, I will say too, is not great at come back over. You have to kind of get it down, do it quickly. Don't come back till it's dry. One of the things about contrast paint is it really is kind of a slop it on kind of thing. I mean, oftentimes you just need to give it enough so that it can fall into the places it's supposed to and do its thing, because contrast paint is all about allowing um, the color, the pigment, to seep into the areas that will allow it to behave like it's supposed to. Now, I don't know how good a purple contrast paint this is. I mean, not all not all contrast paints are created equal. Some of them, I mean, even by the same line, they can vary. I, I really want to try to get some of the new. I want the new Vallejo ones that are coming out. I was watching a review of them. I think it was one of the people who helped design them, was demoing them. They looked really good. I'm not big on the idea of contrast paints because I feel like it's like taking the easy way out, but I don't think it's gonna also ever get you, like, you're not gonna win a contest using solely contrast paints because they are very. I think they're distinct. As in, I think people would know if you're using them. So, all right. So I was watching this TikTok today. Neil deGrasse Tyson, I think it is, the scientist guy, and the guy he usually does all of his TikTok videos with or YouTube videos, whatever. Um, they were on this other show or other thing where they were talking about um, how they believe science states that everything you do is predetermined. You have, and free will is just it's a nice dream that doesn't really exist. And I was like, well, isn't that nice? That's an interesting concept. And I was watching and watching, and I'm like, yeah, it's kind of nonsense. I mean, it's too many. Yeah, no, it's too many too many things. It's kind of like, all right, here's the thought. All right, so there's what it amounts to is that in their statement, everything you do is our synapses are already going to do, right? They were going to do it anyway, whether you think you made a choice or not. if they were gonna still behave the way they behaved. But here's the problem. Here's the whole gist of what they're not really emphasizing, but yet they said it, but they don't really emphasize how that actually proves that you have free will. Okay, you they said that things that you encounter and information you gather will make you change your mind, right? So, or basically, it might affect you, might change the way you behave or how you do anything simply by providing you with information that, like, for example, this the whole thought of not having free will. Some people might become fatalist and just say, "Well, it's all predetermined, so there's no point in doing anything. I'm not. I'm just going to do nothing. What's it matter? You know, it's all. It is what it is. I'm just going to do nothing. I'm not going to allow fate tell me that I have to do all this stuff. Thing is, fate would have had you doing what you're doing, right? Same as like it knew you were going to do that. But here's the thing: it's all with the inclusion of the simple thought that the information you take in is key to your decisions. And there's a lot of things that can affect that information. Okay, so if everything is predetermined, that means all of the information you gain throughout your life and what things affect you and how they affect you are all going to happen anyway. Which doesn't make any sense because randomness and all of the potential things that are out there to interfere with such plans and processes um, are like saying no, that's not going to happen that way. It's just you can't force you can't say that something is planned if it takes random acts to achieve it. You know, things like you get in a car accident. They're saying, "Oh, well, those atoms and neutrons were going to come together to make those moves and actions that resulted in you getting a hit anyway." But did it know you were going to get how it's like it's so minusculely determined that it's like how could it's like it's not decision, but it's like you couldn't really read that, right? You couldn't read things down to an atom nuclear level, whatever you want to call their logic. Here, hold on a second. I'm gonna go see if I have some sandpaper. Just a moment. You say, what do you need sandpaper for? I'm gonna try to smooth out the side of my brick layout here because it's kind of rough, and I want it to be smooth here. And plus, I want to get it off the base. It might wipe off some of the gray, but that's all right. I might even paint it black all the way up. This is a 240 sandpaper, so it's like really it's super fine. This is a really thick base. I didn't realize how thick of a base it is, really. dulling my bass. That's okay. I'm not worried about it. If it dulls my bass, it's like, so what? I'm gonna paint it. Just trying to clean up. You know, thing is, I should probably be wearing a mask even because this is pretty fine. I don't know if you can breathe in the. I don't know if breathing in this the dust off of this stuff that makes up my bass is good or not. Hmm. Yeah, there we go. That's way better. Way better, more better. All right. No, I haven't even started my timer. Let's see, what time is it? 9:20 already? Holy cow! I thought I came up here. I thought it was going. Wow. What's it say I've been streaming for? Oh, I've been streaming for 34 minutes. I totally missed that. So, 34 minutes. Let's see, let's adjust this and say pause. Say, turn that to. Oh well. It thinks I'm going twice. Whatever. Can't adjust an active time session apparently, but I'm over 9 hours on this guy. This is what it is, man. It is what it is. I don't know if when you do some sanding, I wonder if I need to wash that off a little bit. You know, get the dust and crap out of it. Well, it's clean. I don't know if it's yeah, it's still gonna need definitely some black to coat it some, but I'm okay. We'll definitely do the black. I'll probably give it a little bit more gray, just around the edges where I sanded, but it's not too bad. And we'll get that black. I wonder if I should go with my uber super uber duber oos. I probably should not put musu black because it's going to be it will rub off. It's this thing. Of course, black on black. That's right? Moose rubbing off a little bit of uber dark black probably won't hurt anything. I'm gonna do it, and then I'll put matte black, which will actually give it a little sheen in the end anyway. Problem is, uber black is, I mean, it might be overkill for this. I'm doing this because I'm waiting for the robes to dry a little bit. So I don't know if you ever watched Squidmore is the one who reviewed this Musu Black. I mean, I'm sure other people have too. In fact, I know other people have. And it's just, he did some really cool comparisons, and it's just amazing how much blacker this stuff is than almost everything else. But the Vallejo paint black that he compared it against, amongst other things, he compared it against a lot of different blacks. But the, Reapers and Citadels, ultimately, Vallejo's was really good. I mean, it was a very black. Just compared to this, it wasn't as black. But this stuff was like, you literally have to have like bright light on it to see any detail. It would make, if you painted an entire model in it, it would just be just solid blackness. It's super cool. You wouldn't want to do that though, I guess, because it's not very, like I said, it's not very handle friendly. So you definitely would want to put some kind of a matte. You could spray it even with a matte cover just to try to protect it, but a matte cover will most likely still add a little less blackness to it. There will be enough light created by the matte cover that it will shine through some. So just be prepared for that. You might not get the same level of black, but it will last longer. Okay, and like I said, I'll have to spray them with some kind of a matte paint to really um, pop that, but or to make that hold, because obviously if you're handling a mini, the first thing you want to handle is the base. You don't want to handle the mini itself, so that could be a problem. So that's all right. I'm not going to be handling him until I get some, and I will spray him with a matte paint, a matte spray to protect. I'll take photos of it without, but I might do a matte. Maybe I'll paint. I'll do a matte coat on it myself, just manually, just so that it's but you can see just how black that is. It's almost like it's weird. It's very solid, chalky black. All right, so let's go ahead and fix his eyes. Fix his eyes a little. I mean, I knew I had a little too much black there. I just didn't have time to fix it earlier. And we will pull that. We will put that. Where's my buff? But he's got like his cheeks are really shiny. That's the thing. A lot of this guy seems to be really shiny, and it's kind of. I wonder if you could just go over something with matte medium. Would matte medium dull the sheen on something without adding anything to it? I'm gonna try. See if matte medium all by itself can do anything. I'm really just like not thrilled with the amount of sheen this guy's got. It's like he needs one of those oil absorbing rags. All right, let's go ahead and let's go ahead and try and put some fingernails on this guy. So he needs, what's this color here? Dungeon gray. How about dungeon gray? Why not? So I still have to say I have yellow on him because I'm allowing that yellow to hold up. Right at the moment, it's still yellow under his cloak, under his robes, his robe coloring. What I am going to do though is I'm going to add a wash of brown around the bottom edges, and I'm going to start making this look like it's. Thought about going with dirty and raggy, like just like a fog, like a ghostly mist of some kind, just where it looks faded and raggy. I'm thinking about going that. That's like we're using oxide color. I guess I could do that instead of going muddy, dirty. Seems kind of classic, doesn't it? But at this point, I'm leaning back towards classic because my idea is not working. My not classic, there's a reason people don't do it the way I'm doing it, because it doesn't work. It's like, oh, that's why nobody does that. All right, I won't say nobody. Somebody out there's tried it, but maybe even succeeded. But I'm not that guy. Not today. Not in this iteration, anyway. All right, let's see about getting these fingernails painted slightly before I go to bed. Wait, where did I put it? That's not it. Just trying to get this last little bit. There you go. All right, fingernails done. I might put maybe a little highlight into them just to maybe some ghostly gray, but that one's done. All right, so let's do the other hand. All right. These are some small bits. When you're painting tiny little bits of a guy, it's definitely a tricky thing. Yeah, so my sons went to go to a Pokemon tournament this weekend because they didn't do terribly well. Not as well as they hoped. They've done better at other tournaments. This one just was not one of those. But they did have some adventure. Apparently, some I don't know homeless folks came pounding on their door almost right after they checked in. threatening them and oh sorry, and then ultimately they're like, oh sorry, we didn't know you were in there. We thought you were someone else. It's like, okay. Yeah, and then they had to go move to another room. That was all fun. They were not thrilled. I don't blame them. That's not an exciting thing. I don't know, a good way to start your trip. And, people pounding on your door. Just trying to put a little of that matte medium on his knuckles. Now you can put this matte medium straight into your paints if you think you're going to need it. And sometimes I apparently do, because some of it is pretty glossy. Alrighty, so we went totally away from the really bright yellow, and it actually looks, well, I say it looks better right now. Guess we'll see when I actually take another photo and see if it comes out a little cleaner. I dumbed down some of the gloss, fixed up his eyes a little bit, cleaned up the base some so that it doesn't look so messy. We'll see. These are all like minor little steps and starts, right? To just seeing if I can get a little closer to what I would call tournament friendly, tournament ready visualization. Since I went over everything else, I should probably go over the top of the hat too. All right. Just want to make sure that the hood is on the same color purple as everything else. Okay, so the purple we went with, Purple Swarm. Is that the one I used? Guess so, Purple Swarm. It's my overcoat. Oh, I already have Purple Swarm on here. Yeah, that was the purple I used in there in my blending. It wasn't the only one I used. I also used Royal Purple, but this one seems to have taken the job I gave it and ran with it pretty good. Still a little glossy. I don't know how good he is, but I'm hoping picks are a little bit more friendly this time. They were not friendly the last. Here's the deal: the little picks it gives you, you can take little picks with the app. Don't do it if you want them to actually be usable later, because it really pixelates them. They're like meant to be uber tiny. They're like 8-bit or even less quality pictures. They use like 0 megapixels. The kind of pictures you could probably get back when you were, remember when the cameras were doing like point 0.5 pixel, point 0.5 megapixel and other goofy level stuff like that. Yeah, that's what they are. You look at them, they just look zigzaggy. All right. All right. Well, session number 27. As we sip into the 10th hour of painting, we'll see if we're getting any better. Uh, we are at that zone where things have to start looking a little, little nice. We should at some point be getting to that point where we're like, okay, we're almost contest enterable. We'll see. Oops, I want to use that. I'm going to use this camera. And we'll just... Oh yeah, let's... Hold on. I'm just going to clean up my brush really quick. So I can put it away. And then I'm going to find whatever thing I was using last time, which probably was a different one than this, but I'll put it down because I want it for my background. Now, let's see how much different he looks compared to the one I tried before. Yeah. It's weird. How's he sitting like that? Oh, well, close enough. All right, so let's compare. All right, so we're going to go ahead and edit. It's probably not a whole lot better, but we'll see if it's better. All right, so this is what he looks like now, which still you can see there's quite a bit of blah here, lots of blah. And he's probably not even that clear. It's probably a pretty bad picture. This is the previous bright yellow colors. There's a lot of blah. The whole scarf area, the whole upper shawl thing just looks blah. And it looks less here, but it's still really glossy. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe I need to dumb it down. I kind of hoped it would be usable that way, but it's almost like it's too much. So yeah, I'm not totally convinced that I've got. It could be lighting. I mean, yeah, people say lighting matters, blah blah blah, but ultimately, it's quite difficult to get the perfect amount of lighting. You should have light coming from both directions, so it kills shadows, all that good stuff, but now let's get a picture of his back, so I want to see what the robes look like in back comparatively. What I didn't really do is tell it where I wanted it to focus. All right, so let's compare one more time. One more set of comparisons. Is that the one I just took? Jeez, it's like it's really blurry still. Um, Maybe my lens is just dirty. But that's really bad. That's it's really clear down here, but it's really dirty up here, or really blurry. So well, once you add a little bit of blur, it doesn't look so bad in some areas, but the robes down at the bottom looks crap. Um, I gotta fix his teeth, no doubt. Put a little, some definitely some detail in his face. I still like his bone staff. I think his bone staff looks pretty good. Um, I don't know where I'm at with the armor. I really don't know. It's the robes I really got to fix, though. I mean, the robes are key. I mean, they are him. That's his whole thing is his robes. So I don't know what I'm gonna do there, and it's just doesn't look right. I don't know why the tops are looking so bad though. I wonder if it's because of the way I had my camera. Let's try something a little less. I'm gonna try one more pick just because it's really blurry, and I don't know why. It's like blurry on the top but not on the bottom kind of thing. That's a little better. That's a little better. Okay, so we'll do some basic editing. Obviously, I can't get the full background out because now I took a different angle. But here you go. So you can see the upper scarf looks terrible. The lower ones look okay on this side, but we know we've already looked at the back. Back looks terrible. The bottom half looks just dirty and sloppy and no good. So we've definitely got some work to do. But hey, not done. So let's see where it takes us as we get closer to finished. We will upload that as a thing. We will go to here and we'll load. I guess the last one is the most decent. And we'll just keep chugging away. I don't know that I think it's better than it was, but not great. And we'll have to just see where we get as time goes on. Till next time, take it easy.